The United Kingdom's envoy to the United Nations says she does not believe the resolution that created a no-fly zone in Libya in 2011 was a mistake. Ambassador Bryce-Pease sat down exclusively with SABC News in New York to discuss her recent participation at a seminar hosted by the Department of International Relations in Pretoria.
But the conversation quickly turned to developments in Libya, where a rebel commander in the country's east is heading an offensive attack against the internationally recognized government in the capital, Tripoli, leading to fears of a return to a full-blown conflict just days ahead of a UN-brokered peace conference in April 14th.
What are some of the lessons one should learn as a Security Council from the intervention in Libya in 2011, resolution 1973 creating a no-fly zone to protect civilians, NATO airstrikes that allowed for the killing and ouster of Muammar Gaddafi? Are there lessons that the Council has learned from that intervention? And it begs the question if that wasn't a mistake.
No, I don't think that resolution was a mistake, because, as I say, it was a response to a particular set of circumstances around an imminent humanitarian catastrophe. There are always lessons to be learned from each conflict and each intervention, whether they ultimately end as expected or not. I think the point to make about 2011 in Libya is that the intervention was done with the most altruistic of motives. It was to prevent an overwhelming humanitarian catastrophe developing around Benghazi. Now, clearly, that did not later pan out as expected or even as foreseen. So obviously, we have to learn a lot from the way things developed and our own inability to forecast what might happen and put in place measures that might enable us to deal with that effectively. So yes, we have to learn lessons from these things. But the point I would like to stress is that standing by and doing nothing in the face of an overwhelming humanitarian catastrophe is not a good option either.